I went on to Stanford and began my PhD program there. And then my family circumstances back at home, my family lived in Germany, became such that I needed to step back and help put my sister through school. So I came back to Las Vegas because this was the only home in the United States that I really had. I had made friends here. I had worked over the summers at the Center for Business and Economic Research. And through my friends that I had made in that center, I learned that Clark County had just retooled itself. There was a new county manager. They had moved out of City Hall. This is in 1978. They had moved out of City Hall. They had moved into the old Valley Bank building on 4th and Bridger. And they were looking for young professionals to hire. And I said, yeah, but guys, I don't have a business degree. And they said, forget it, go ahead and apply anyway. So I did. And I got hired, and in a way entry-level position. And I soon became intrigued with the political process. And I became part of the legislative team of that new county manager's office. And was one of the lobbyists in Carson City in 1979 and began to see Nevada politics in a very different way and got to know some of the great characters of Southern Nevada's history. And I was very fortunate in that way. I stayed at the county manager's office and got ever more involved in intergovernmental relations, be they with the other local entities, be they with the state, be they with the federal government through our DC team. Then when I went through 2 county managers, when the second county manager left and moved on, I was asked by then chairman of the county commission, Manny Cortez. He called me down to his office. He and Danny Ahlstrom, who was a justice of the peace at the time, were down there. And they asked me to come over and work in justice court, create a position of justice court administrator. Eileen Carson had been talking about retiring, and they saw it as an opportunity because the growth in Southern Nevada was overwhelming the court system. And there was nothing in state statute that allowed for a court administrator in justice court. So I went over to justice court, and in the 1985 session, got the legislation through to create the whole office of Justice Court Administrator, and took that first position. I was the first Justice Court Administrator in Clark County. And then humorously, having been on the county commission side of this and working with a board that has to vote, make a decision, and then move on down the road, I became frustrated with working for judges. And I said, you know, this is not my kettle of fish.